Sorry, bro.
No big whoop, dog. Yo, did you catch that new vid on the box?
True that. I'm up to snuff on all popular trends.
Word.
Before we start this episode of Blastcast, I would like to talk about video game violence and mass shootings and why that's dumb. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do it in the beginning because there's way too much to cover in just like the 5 seconds I make in the beginning of these videos. I'm going to do a whole video about it. I gotta. There's no other way around it. I've been kind of trying to avoid it since it's a topic that's been beat to death, but I feel like it's something I need to talk about. So my next Blastcast is going to be on video game violence. And this one is going to be about how fad chasing is ruining video game innovation. I just made this episode before there was 3 mass shootings in the span of 1 week. So that's what this episode is about. And I guess let's go. In 2018, Fortnite made an estimated $2.4 billion in revenue. However, the estimated loss of revenue for Fortnite year over year is around 38%. Fortnite is the most popular battle royale game on the market today, dwarfing the original King PUBG and console battle royale contenders like Call of Duty. Even though it's currently wearing the crown, one has to take notice when the biggest moneymaker on the market loses 38% of its money-making ability. Fortnite is losing players, and in turn is losing income. The reason is cultural, and has been a part of everyone's lives at some point. Fortnite is a fad. Its loss of popularity is easily explained by looking at Pepsi. Okay, wait, hold on. Don't click off the video. Let me explain. You see, back in the day, Pepsi wanted to figure out what the perfect level of sweetener was for Diet Pepsi. They hired Dr. Howard Moskowitz. Moskowitz is a prominent market analyst who brags about optimizing dozens of products from pasta sauce to pizza. His job was to figure out what level of sweetener made Diet Pepsi taste the best, and appeal to the most amount of people. So he took the Pepsi formula and tweaked the level of sweetener. He then took all the different formulas he came up with and tested them on the public. During his research, Moskowitz found out that there was no one level of sweetener that appealed to everyone. This led to the realization, as Moskowitz put it, there is no one perfect Pepsi. There are only perfect Pepsis. I know someone is already asking, how does this apply to video games? Well, let me explain. The economics of variety can be tweaked slightly to the economics of video game variety. If the goal to selling more Diet Pepsi is to have many different kinds of Diet Pepsi, then the same thing could be said about video games as well. The video game industry has had a bad habit in recent years of putting far too much focus on killer titles and live services, and an equally annoying adherence to duplicating what is popular over innovating. And Fortnite is the latest, best example of that. It's fad culture. And smash hit games nowadays are just products of fad chasing. Apex Legends is just a copycat of Fortnite, which is just a copycat of PUBG. Anthem is just a copycat of Destiny, which is just a gritty duplicate of Borderlands. It's all just the same formula with the same level of sweetener. Fad chasing is becoming a problem. For those who don't know, a fad is any form of collective behavior in a culture, generation, or social group which basically compels people to follow it enthusiastically. Fads have short-term profitability because despite fads being insanely popular, they are severely short-lived. Think Angry Birds. It was a big hit a couple years ago, and now aside from the movies, no one talks about it. When it was big, I remember reading an article once that said Angry Birds was going to be bigger than Mario. Oh Christ, yeah, okay, a bunch of birds were going to beat Mario, you got us. Market analyst and all-around smart dude Pelham Smithers has been in the news as of late for claiming the video game market is set to shrink for the first time since 1995. Smithers points to a few factors that are leading to the slump in the gaming market. Not enough new titles to replace old ones, an over-reliance on live service titles, and you guessed it, boredom with online battle royale games. The industry of which video games are the product has put all their metaphorical eggs into one metaphorical basket. The basket where they put all their time, energy, and manpower into chasing fads. And Oh boy, do video game companies love chasing fads. Who can forget the wildly popular, totally guaranteed to last motion controls that literally every gaming company copied from Wii? Clap as you notice that the Switch is far less tuned to these motion controls because, again, fads don't last. Laugh as you remember, Sony had motion controls no one used. Laugh harder as we all remember Xbox Kinect. Let's also recall that beautiful time-tested 3D technology that was supposed to revolutionize the gaming industry. How are you all enjoying your $3,000 3D TVs and 3D video games? 3D was apparently so amazing and so very special, they stopped manufacturing them for American consumers in 2017. Can we all take a second to remember QuickTime events too? Every goddamn game had to have QuickTime events, and it's a good thing they pissed off because they were terrible. And the latest and greatest fad on the market today, Battle Royale, has its industry leader bleeding 38% of its player and revenue base annually. As if propping your game company up on a few customers and never appealing to new genres is a bad business strategy. Funny I say that because it is. Take a look for a moment at this timeline of Rockstar video game releases. It's made its way around the internets for about a year now, and you'll notice the problem Smithers is talking about. Around 2007, the gaming industry realized that they could make more money by focusing solely on monetization over making actual games. This means it's more profitable to focus on a few gamers who spend a lot of money on microtransactions, and less profitable to appeal to Brad who likes RTS games like Command & Conquer. Oh, by the way, Brad, buddy, Command & Conquer is a mobile game now. Oh no, Brad. Oh yeah, man, it's okay. Just get it out, buddy. It also means less games overall. But when a company just wholesale copies something successful, chances are the copy won't be successful, that is. Even though Battlefield is, in my opinion, superior to Call of Duty, more people still play Call of Duty. The military shooter market is already tapped. Those gamers already have their preferred military shooter. Simply copying that formula doesn't get you those players. There is no one singular perfect game. There are only perfect games. Plural. A lack of variety is set to stall the gaming industry, an industry that traded off its long-term stability for short-term gains. Variety is the spice of life, and video games are no different. There are gamers out there dying for titles from underutilized genres, and even if there weren't, how are consumers supposed to know that they like those types of games if the market never supplies them? If the only games we get to play are generic loot shooter A or similar open world shooter B, how is the market supposed to grow? That's just artificially shrinking your consumer base. We only need look at the recent sell-off EA and Tencent have experienced to know this. Game design should be a shotgun, not a sniper rifle. If you focus too much on one group, you miss appealing to another. Fads glorify singular things. For this reason, fads are short-lived. What gaming needs is more variety, not less. Not everyone likes shooters. Not everyone likes real-time strategy. And believe it or not, Battle Royale isn't played by everyone. Everything I've mentioned is the precise reason why Fortnite is dying. It's also the very real reason why Fortnite is going to continue to decline. Nothing lasts forever, as much as video game companies want to believe live service games will.